Hey folks, BoDean 52, hope you are well. This is my 2024 Road Glide, and it came with this really cool windshield. But you know what? Doesn't provide any protection. I put on this 10-inch clear, and it's much, much better, but not exactly what I was looking for. So in this video, I'm going to show you another option. So Freedom Shields was nice enough to send me out this Road Glide 15-inch medium gray tint windshield, and we are going to go ahead and put this up on the bike and check it out, and then we're going to go for a ride and see how it performs. Let me go ahead and easily get this off, put the new one on, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. 4 really easy screws. Even BoDean 52 can do it. Go ahead and get this last screw out. You get these little rubber grommets on here. Make sure to keep that. Harley has made these a lot simpler to remove and to replace nowadays. So this just simply slides out. I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up while I have it off. I'm going to throw the Freedom Shield on and see what we got. Well, there it is, the Freedom Shield 15-inch gray tint. And a couple things stick out at me right away. One is I do like the tint. It's not too dark, but it's not clear, which I'm not a huge fan of. And I think the shape of it looks nice. You can kind of see it from the side there. Definitely has that little flip up, if you will. Seems to fit the contour of the bike fairly well. It's definitely an easy slip on and off. I think I like it. There's 2 things I notice about it. One is, man, it looks big. It looks big compared to what I'm used to. But I don't know if you can see this. The dash actually goes up to about here, so it's probably not. We're going to get out the road here and test it a little bit. And the other thing, which is of concern, is when I pull this out and went to put it on, it was broke off right here. That's a little bit concerning and disappointing how that could happen. Though we all really know too that things happen, and it's how companies respond to it. I've already reached out to them. Let's get on the road. Let's talk about this, and I'll tell you about the conversation and how they reacted. Out putting some miles on the windshield to give you some true feedback on what I think, and let me tell you what I think. Man, it is big. It is definitely big, but I gotta tell you that and you probably are looking through the medium gray tint in the camera, but my nose is right at the tip of the windshield, so I am actually looking over it, which is supposedly the right thing to do when it comes to a windshield. And so from that perspective, it feels like it is a good fit. Now I'm running 50. Let me speed up here a little bit. I'm running 55, and I will tell you that if I started feeling, I am not feeling air until I am probably 8 inches above my helmet. I am getting zero buffeting on my helmet, none at all. As a matter of fact, on this on the 24 Road Glides, they had this little vent here, and you can kind of modulate that thing a little bit. And I have it modulated where it's like just hitting my chest, so I'm getting a little cool air. It's starting to get warm, thank God, here in Michigan. So I'm getting some airflow, but I'll tell you what, it is blocking it for sure. Now, if I look at the outside, so the ends of the windshield, I will tell you, it may be hard to see here, but go to around the corner of my mirror. So if I take my hand and move it out, I am not getting wind until I am past the windshield. This is not only, a foot away from my head, it's 6, 8 inches on the outside of my shoulder. So you are in a bubble with this windshield. There is no doubt about that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it here as I get at the end here of this road. I'm going to try to run it up to 70 or so and play the radio Of course, I'm not doing 70, that'd be against the law. Play the radio and to see if it makes a difference. Wow, it does make a huge difference. We all know that the Harley boom boxes, infotainment systems don't have the best radio stock. I will say the 24 is much better than the previous years. Is it still great? Nope, not at all. But with the windshield on, I can definitely run 70. I'm not on the interstate, but I can run 70 and still hear the radio really good. So excited about that. So from my perspective, boy, it's pretty good. I am impressed so far. I like that it doesn't have any distortion to it. I think it's the right color. I'm not sure how it's going to go over on the tubes, but it's not that clear and it's not too dark to where you're not going to be able to see. Not only you guys see, but me see if I'm coming up over a hill and have to look through the windshield. But right now I am just looking over the windshield. The line is a little bit, if it gets a little bumpy, right at the corner of my eye, but it's probably just my posture right now. But man, I'll tell you what, I wonder, since the windshield and at least above my head is like significantly above my helmet, I wonder if, and I'm 6'3", if I could have took this 15-inch and made it a 13-inch. Man, I wish I could snap my fingers and make that happen.
And just like that, the shield changes. This is a 13-inch medium gray shield, and I just received it yesterday and put it on, and I'll tell you what, wow, what a difference from the 15-inch that was currently on the bike. This, you can see through the windshield good from a camera perspective, but it is probably 3 inches below or 4 inches below my eyesight. So it is perfect. When I go up and over hills, or if I have a little bit of bounce, I do not see that edge line in my eyesight at all, even though it may look like it here. So this difference has really I'm excited about this windshield because it is so different than the 15-inch that really blocked. And I know at the end of the day, you're supposed to have your nose at the top of the windshield, so then you're seeing just over the top of it. I think that's what most manufacturers will tell you, how to go ahead and measure yourself. But for me, if you have any bounce or anything else, that edge kind of gets in your eyesight, and that's a little bit bothersome to me. I think I would get used to it, but it's really easy with this one because you can see through the windshield if you need to, but I am not, even though the camera is, looking through this windshield at all. And it really feels like a perfect fit. If you just watch where I start seeing the wind, on the first 15-inch, it was probably 8 to 10 inches above my helmet. Right now, it's about 2 inches above my helmet, so I'm not getting anything. If I look to the side, it's past the mirror, and it's actually past my shoulder. So I am actually in kind of a bubble, but getting some air because it's not as tall as the 15-inch. So getting the size right, I think, on any windshield is extremely important. But for this one, I really like it. I think this one is about 30-inch. I'll give you some stats on it here in a little bit. About 30% thicker than other shields, which makes it not move around a lot. And you guys all know that I've been a Clockworks guy for years. But this thing has two differences that stick out, at least to me. The first is because it's thicker, you don't have any of that wobble at the top of the windshield, especially at high speeds, because I'm going to go ahead and get on the interstate here in a little bit. And there is no distortion in it. Now, a lot of people say distortion doesn't matter because you're looking over the windshield, and that is true, except when you are going over a hill or you are going around a curve, there are going to be times you're going to look through the windshield, and that was something that always bothered me. Now, whether you like the style of this compared to the Clockworks, because the Clockworks is a really cool looking windshield, I think this is just as good looking, and I'll tell you what, at least for me, it works better. I'm also excited about this because I had the smaller stock windshield on that was like 4 inches, And then I had that big 15 on, and my buddy's like, well, just ride the 15 one when you're touring and the small one around town, which I did for the last couple days. And that's a pain in the butt. I mean, it's fine, but I really wanted to have a windshield that fits me perfect, so I don't even have to take it off the bike. And with this one, I don't need to. All that said, I'm going to be doing a lot of touring with this, so let's go ahead and get up on the interstate just to make sure that this thing will do what I need to do on long runs. Hopefully I can even hear the radio, imagine that, and see how comfortable this is running at higher speeds.
All right, here we go. This is the big test, especially if you're going to be doing some touring. All right, 82 miles an hour. Yeah, boy, it feels good. Feels good. Definitely, the wind is going above me for sure, and on the side of me. Definitely has the protection that I want and would expect from a windshield. And again, I'm not saying you can't get this from another windshield, but I can tell you what, I am fully protected. It's all about getting the right size. Then to me, it's the quality of the shield. One thing I can tell the difference in, and this thing I think is like 30% thicker, but it doesn't shake a little bit at the top like some of my previous windshields have, which I like. It's rock steady. But there's a couple other cool things I like about this windshield too, and let me tell you those real quick, and then I'll give you my recommendation on buy or not buy.
So a few things that I really do like about this Freedom Shield is it has a curved design, and it's really to drive wind up and above you, and it seems to give you 2 or 3 more inches from a standard shield. It's also 30% thicker, and it still fits on the bike. They've adapted it to where it's not a problem fitting, but it definitely makes it more stable, and you don't get that little flex at the top of it, especially at high speeds. The thing is really, really steady. And again, it does fit the stock, at least my stock bike, perfectly. It has high impact acrylic shield. I will tell you, and I didn't catch this on video, but I actually hit a bird today, and it scared the crap out of me, by the way. And it just kind of bounced off, and it's weird that you're doing a shield video and all of a sudden you get hit by a bird, but no impact at all. And this thing does have a 5-year warranty on it. It's DOT approved. It has that UV protection on it, so it's not going to discolor. And again, it is U.S. made, which I am a big fan of. The really cool thing about these folks is not only how they have reacted and the quality of the shield, but they also send it to you out and say, hey, test ride it, right? Go ahead and put it on your bike. Don't take off the plastic. Ride for a while. Make sure that you like it. And if you do take off the plastic, if you don't, send it back in another size. Get a refund, whatever. That's how much confidence they have in the product. So overall, I would say that I am very happy with the shield. I think I finally have that shield that I can use all the time and not have to switch it in and out. Feel like I can see through it good, feel like I can see over it, don't feel distortion. It really kind of checks all the boxes for me. This thing does ultimately come in 4 different colors. Comes in a clear, a light gray, a medium gray, and then a dark gray. Mine is the medium, so it comes in 4 of those colors. That gives you a ton of options, and if you check out their site, they'll actually show you pictures of what each one will look like on the type of bike that you ride, as long as they have that. And they don't just do Harleys. I think they have Indians and some other bikes there as well. So check it out for sure. But I'm just feeling so comfortable about not only being able to look over this windshield, but how the wind hits me, how the wind is above me, and of course on both sides. that I'm probably happier with what this windshield does for me than any one I've had before, and I've had some pretty cool windshields. This windshield runs actually it runs $250, and so I think the price is right. They're in stock. They get them out pretty quick. Mine happened to be about a week, and the second one they sent out was 3 or 4 days. They send you tracking and all that stuff, so these guys are professional operations for sure, but it is definitely something that I feel very comfortable recommending. There's a lot of good shields out there, and I know there's others that can't go wrong, but I would strongly say, hey, if you're really looking and thinking about getting a new windshield, I would definitely check these out, do a comparison. But from my perspective, I can definitely say it's a good quality product, and I'm happy with it. The price seems in line with others. But hopefully this helps you. I'm really pretty fired up about this product. You'll be seeing on my bike in future videos. So hopefully this helps. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you checking in. You all be safe out there. Check on a friend, and we'd love to have you join the channel. Go ahead and hit subscribe or a big thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, folks.